All right, it says recording. Awesome. All right. So hi guys, I am Karen Adams from Michigan here, and I'm here to talk to you and actually just help facilitate a discussion around how to do this business in a very busy life. First thing I want to say is if you're expecting balance, I don't think life comes with balance at all. I think there's seasons, right? So I think there's seasons that everybody can go through and everybody does go through, and we just need to embrace the season that we're in. So a little bit about me. So thanks everyone for joining. I don't know if everyone can hear me okay, but we're just gonna go for it. All right, so a little bit about me. I actually wrote down, I was like, how many hours do I have dedicated? So I am a registered nurse, except I do not take care of patients anymore. I'm more in clinical research. So, I do a 40 to 50 hours a week minimum in my job outside the home. I also, my commute is anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, or if there's an accident, good Lord, it's going to be even more. So you're talking maybe 55 to 60 hours outside of the home. Okay. I'm also a mom, a wife, a sister, you know, everyone has a lot of things going on. So I actually help I'm an assistant coach with my son and his basketball that just ended. So I've got a little bit more time, but that used to be anywhere from 6 to 10 hours a week. That's with the kids. Right? That's not planning or anything. I'm actually very highly active in my church as well. We help feed the homeless. I host a Bible study every single week at my house as well. So I am a very, very busy person. So that is me. That's my work week. Those are my non-negotiables. Those are the things that I'm going to not negotiate on, right? Like I need to go outside and I need to have a job to bring home some money, but that might change thanks to Young Living, right? And I'm not going to negotiate with my son and the time that I get to spend with him. You know, I'm not negotiate on my spiritual obligations to my church family as well as to all of my friends that come over to my house, including the homeless and whatnot. So that was a little bit about me. I think that's why they asked me to come and do this too. I know there's lots of people out there, and I'm not saying this to like toot my own horn, like, oh, look at how busy I am. No. That's not it. I'm just trying to give you a basis of where I'm coming from. Okay, and then how am I going to fit in all of the stuff that goes on with Young Living? So I just wanted also to build upon that basis a little bit. I just want to kind of share a little bit about my story. So in 2015, I was introduced to Young Living, absolutely loved the products, and haven't looked back. Let me just say it that way. And you know, when I first got started too, a lot of people are, I was excited. Why? Because they worked. Like they helped change my family. I knew that I was looking for like a new way of taking care of myself, being healthier. We were starting to switch over from non-organic to organic foods. We were starting to drink more water. We were starting to get rid of all the toxins. But then Young Living hit, and it was perfect timing. And I was excited, man. I had my first class here. I had about 7 people here. 6 people got signed up. And here's the thing. I didn't know a thing. Nothing. I knew that I tried Panaway, and it was awesome. It worked fantastic. And there's lots of other stories that come out from it. But here's one of the things that I had to get in my mind, and I'm still trying. So I didn't have to get it in my mind at the time when I first joined. I do now have to still remind myself, I don't have to know everything. So if you're going out and you're like trying to introduce Young Living to people, you don't got to know everything. You just got to be yourself, tell them your story, and be excited about the product because it helped change your life and it'll help change other people's lives too. So that was a big key for me. And I do believe that we were given a gift and we need to share it. And our gift was the oils and how they've changed our life and the stories and how they're going to change people's lives. So here's the coolest thing, right? So somebody that I knew, I call her a sister from another mister, talked to me about Young Living. And then, you know what? She not just changed me, but she changed my family's life, right? My son's life. huge stories of success with oils and natural health and getting the toxins out that have completely changed my son's life. Well, now we have an opportunity to change other people's lives. So, and then another thing that I had to get over it, right? So I went from being super excited and people were getting in the business very easily. And it wasn't to build a business. It was just to share with them the products that we have and how they have helped change my life and can change theirs. So, and now I'm into this other different mindset where I don't want to be salesy, right? So right now I went from excited and just sharing to, oh, how do I not be so salesy? Right? And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I got to figure this out in my head. And so I started thinking about it and I'm like, well, wait a minute. If I was to talk to somebody about a restaurant that had great service and cashback opportunities, I'd tell everyone. Like I would tell everyone. And you know what? I'm doing that restaurant they're never going to give me any commission, right? They're never going to give me anything in return for talking about their service and how amazing it is. They're never going to give me anything. So that's when I was like, oh, this is what referral marketing or network marketing is about. It's not about getting salesy. It's about sharing a great opportunity with people, whether it be for their health and wellness or whether it be for getting the toxins out or getting more energy, whatever it is. And not only just that, but not only am I going to help them, I'm actually going to get a referral bonus for it. So I thought that was a big thing for me too, to kind of get over the whole, I don't want to be salesy mindset. So a lot of the times too, when we are going out and trying to and when we're going out and sharing this with people, we get it in our own heads, right? It's kind of like you have this great opportunity or you have these great products. Do you want to try them? Great. If you don't, that's great too. And just kind of move on from there. It took me a little while to get to that point. And in fact, there's sometimes when I'm talking to people too, I kind of stumble on my words because I don't want to get that rejection. But here it is. I'm giving them like so much health and wellness through these oils and through Ninja and through toxin-free living. So I kind of had to get that right in my head so that I continue on and trying to get it in all balance. All right, some other things that I've wanted to kind of cover, and then I really hope other people are going to participate and tell us your tips and tricks. But one of the biggest things that got to me is when Shannon Hudson, so Shannon Hudson is a diamond in Young Living, and she has phenomenal quarterly meetings that are 2 days long. She brings in great speakers, and she told us, and I think it was at the executive and above, she said, get a calendar and get a whole calendar. So here's my calendar. Yes, it is old school. Like little, because I've tried planners, I've tried bigger things, I've tried electronic, it doesn't work. So you have to find what works for you, right? When you're talking about your calendar and you're talking about what's going to be best for you. I have a little bitty planner, it goes right in my purse, really easy to get to. I also have a full year planner, like it has, not a planner, but a calendar. It has every single month on there, and it just has quick little blurbs, and that's for my whole family, okay? But my calendar at home matches my little pocketbook calendar. So that's how I had to do it. So Shannon Hudson said, get a year calendar and put your non-negotiables on there, right? So put your, I'm not giving up my Bible study. Put your, I'm not giving up my work right now, maybe later. Put your, I'm not missing my son's birthday, or I'm not missing my anniversary. Actually, this year we are, because my husband's working, but that's beside the point. We're making it up in a different weekend. But anyway, so, and it's our 10 years. So I'm not missing that, but we're going to be celebrating in a different weekend. And put your non-negotiables on there, and then start finding time where you can help your business move forward, right? So as I said earlier, I'm in the car anywhere from 5 to 10 hours a week in my commute, right? So guess what? I turned that into a rolling university, I called it. I got some CDs, or I got Audibly, or whatever I needed to do, and I pipe it through my car so that I can go ahead and listen to that. So I'm using that time wisely. Either that, or I get on the phone and I call my downline and I say, hey, what's up? How's it going? Want to meet for coffee? Want to meet for this? I got this class coming up. Other things that are available too. And then also too, I have one thing that I do is I may even use that time in the car just to think about my business. So right now, I'm thinking anywhere from a month to 2 weeks ahead, right? So right now I'm promoting and talking about March 1st because that's a Shannon Hudson event, right? And here's the biggest thing that I had to learn in order to help me with my crazy busyness, right? Everyone's crazy busy, but I had to find some tools that would help me with my business. I found a website, right? Some people use Get Oiling, some people use, what is that, Scents, I don't know, something Scents. I think that's even the one I have. I don't know, but it has like an automatic campaign. I use Project Broadcast. If you guys aren't familiar with that, that's a texting campaign, very inexpensive. I also, the classes, I don't reinvent the wheel. I take everybody's classes and I plagiarize like you won't even believe, but that's why we're in an awesome business, that they already have the classes available to us. So for those that you do not know, we are part of the Vital 180 team. It's called Vital180.com, and you can log into it with being on Scott and Brenda Schuler's team. They give us classes, textables, a whole bunch of stuff that we can use. And in fact, I actually used a class I never even taught, and I just totally read right off of it and read the notes, and it worked out great. People were like, wow, you know so much. I'm like, my team does. Thank you. You know? And then events. I use events a lot. And one-on-ones, no-shows. Okay, kind of want to go over this a little bit because I'm a busy lady and I believe in time compounding. Time compounding is where you're going to get a whole bunch of people together and you're going to teach on one topic, much like this weekly call, right? So this is time compounding. I don't even know how many people we have on here. We have probably 9 people on here. But at one time, we're going to do everyone together, we're going to get on the same page, and then we're going to move forward, right? So just recently, I had a Oils in the Bedroom class. It was awesome. And we had 8 people over. We had make and takes. We had one sign up that somebody brought a guest. That's time compounding, right? I am teaching 8 people at once. And that is just such a blessing to have. And that's the other things that I had to learn too. I had to learn how to be a good promoter of the events or the classes that are being held, whether they're being held by me or whether they're being held by somebody I don't even know. I'll get their bio and I will promote that person or or somebody I do know. So if Tashina and Dana are having a class down at the Rusty Bucket, I'm promoting the heck out of it. Why? Because we're part of a team and that team all wants us to grow. And that's going to be time compounding for me when you don't got a lot of time, right? So in the Shannon Hudson events, huge. I love learning from her. I love that. I love the fact that I can plug in 12, 20, 15, however many people you can get there. I love the fact that I can plug that many people in and they're all getting the same education that I'm doing versus me going to a seminar, taking it, and then trying to distribute that information out there. So time compounding was a huge thing that I had to learn, but the biggest thing I had to learn behind it is promoting. And if you don't know how to promote, there are a lot of great books out there that can teach you that. There's also some great tips and tricks when it comes to that. So there's a gentleman who he says, oh, okay, well, you wanna attend the event? Great. So about a week ahead of time, I'll go ahead and give you a call. That sound great? Yep, no problem. All right, well, then I'll give you a call just as a reminder. And so what he did there is he promoted the event. They said they wanted to come. Now they're expecting a reminder, and we just got to do what we told them that we're going to do. You know? Or, hey, I see here that we're scheduled to get together at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday the 4th or whatever. That's not even February. Anyway, but Saturday the 4th, we're scheduled to get together at 2 o'clock. Is that in pen or pencil? And if they say pencil, say, oh, okay, well, what's a better date for you that we can go ahead and schedule that? Oh, okay, it's going to be Sunday at 2. Okay, perfect. We'll go ahead and do Sunday. How about if I give you a call on Saturday night or Saturday afternoon just to confirm and firm up some things? And then you give them a call on Saturday or Saturday night. Sometimes I totally drop the ball on that, and I'll give them a call when I'm on my way to the class or to the one-on-one and just be like, hey, guess what? I might be about 2 to 5 minutes late. I've just might be a little bit late. And you know what? Usually it's a reminder to them that, hey, we got a meeting. So that's just little things that I've learned that kind of help people to get them to where we would like them to be. One of the other things that I had to deal with is no-shows, and that was huge, and I still have them, right? Like we had an event booked, and it was me that showed up. And here's what it was. It was on my calendar. It's to build my business. So guess what? During that time, I used it to help set up project broadcast, or I ended up calling some people or something along that time because I had it on my calendar to build my business. Another thing that I've learned is that I think everything happens for a reason. I truly, truly believe that everything happens for a reason. Sometimes those reasons you won't be able to understand until later on. You know, the whole hindsight's 2020. So when I had a no-show recently at a Starbucks, I had a one-on-one set up. I even did the phone call thing, everything like that, and a no-show. And I'm like, all right. Tried texting with some downline. Nobody was answering. I'm like, you know what? I'm supposed to be here. So I went around and I started talking to people. Like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I was supposed to meet up with my business partner. I was supposed to meet up with a person today. They kind of didn't show up. They're like, oh, what were you meeting for? Well, funny you should ask. I was there to help them, to teach them about health and wellness. Oh, really? What's that about? And stem on a conversation from that. And I think that's part of the belief that I had to get into my head, instead of being like, oh no, it's a no-show, another no-show, you know, and do nothing about it. I said, you know what? No, I got this time, and I've got like these 2 hours blocked for this class, like a half an hour of prep, half an hour of laugh afterwards, and an hour of prep class time. I got to do something in my business. And if nobody's there, I'll meet somebody that's there, because I truly believe that you were supposed to be there, or that I was supposed to be there for a purpose. And whether it was to meet the barista or meet somebody that had a beautiful, 2-year-old little girl that was sitting next to me, whatever it was. So that's something that I had to kind of help. And one other thing, and then I'll just go ahead, two more things, and then I'll just go ahead and open it up, because I'm sure other people have a lot more stuff that they can help and what they do to help move their business forward. One of the things I had to learn was I had to slow down to speed up. Okay, and I'm kind of go a little bit into this. I had to slow down because I was so engulfed with getting to all these people that they were just falling right through my falling right through my fingers, you know, like it was just a hot mess. You know, and sometimes you're going to have hot messes and sometimes you're not. But I had to figure out how to slow down to speed up. And what I mean by that is I had to slow down. So whenever I enroll a new person, I now put them on, thank you, Tashina, for sharing your beautiful texting campaign, right? And that's just the little tidbits from Vital 180 that you can download, and you can send them a graphic and how it works. But I was doing it manually. I sponsored 12 people in 1 month, and that was from an event. I did a vendor event. It was the Ann Arbor Art Fair. It was huge. It was a lot of time. It's 12 people. You try sending those graphics to 12 people, and you're like, no, I can't do that. And I had over 100 contacts, right? So how am I going to do this? How am I going to manage this when I can't even manage some of my own household at this time, right? So there's some life hacks, right? So I do meal planning. I actually invested in Easy Meals. It's called E and then letter Z Meals. It's $60 a month. And I'm not here to promote that, but I'm telling you that's what I had to do to help my family, right? And then there's some business hacks. Project Broadcast is the best bang for your buck that you can get. I'm talking $10 a month, and you actually can set the tidbits to go out when you want it. So that's where I needed to slow down to speed up, right? So in that, I developed a intro class. So if they bought a kit, if they bought a Thieves kit, they got the Vital 180 Thieves tidbits. If they bought a oil kit, they got the Vital 180 oil tidbits. If they, in that, I also developed prospect text. So it's a 5-day campaign where I send them a text that says, hey, I know that you're interested in learning oils. What we are interested in learning more about oils, and then once a day it sends them, this is what an essential oil is. This is why Young Living is amazing. And if you guys, I think I can give the code. I'm not too savvy on that stuff, but if you want, I can totally give you the codes too. Just personal message me and I'll try and figure it out. Or if you know how to do it, let me know. One of the other things too is developing a tip a week. There are people out there that have tips a week. Yep, you can go ahead and do that too. So in that, I needed to develop the content that I needed to help move the business forward. So now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I have the content. I am now slowed down. Now I can speed up. Now I can put people in this correct context that I need them in. Are they in the intro to Thieves? Are they in the intro to oils? Are they a prospect? And in the prospect too, I actually have some really great challenges. In that prospecting one, I asked them like, hey, if you're up for a challenge, you could win a prize, text the word challenge. And if it texts the word challenge, like I have it set for maybe 5 minutes later, congratulations, download the U app and start scanning some things. Once you scan it, let me know what you found out about the products that are currently in your home. So, and that's one of the things I had to do too, is I had to batch things. For me, I am not if I try to do onesie twosie things, I don't do very well with that. I started batching things. So first week of the month, what am I doing? I'm telling people about all the promos that are out there, whether it's through Facebook and I'm just tagging them, or whether it's just, hey, did you check this out? Or whether I'm texting them. Whatever is just the easiest for that. I do all the promos. And then I actually have the tip a week. I change that into what the promo is for that month. Thank you, Vital 180 too, because it's so easy to do. You just download it and you go. So I batch a lot of things too. So when I do a vendor event or when I do a class, I will batch a lot of those prospects into 2 categories. One, I'm interested in oils. One, I just want a free oil. Another one is, one, I don't want to do a class. One, I want to do virtual classes, right? So that's how I kind of batch people or batch my prospects, and then I can start moving them forward. If that helps you at all. So I'm telling you, the slow down to speed up was the hardest thing I had to learn in order to help move my business forward. Then the last thing I want to kind of touch on is being balanced. There's no such thing as balance. Unless you're in gymnastics on a balancing beam, it ain't gonna happen. Not in life. Good luck. So if anybody has ever tried to lose weight, right? I know there's a sleep challenge that's out there. I'm super excited about it. But there was a point in time when I said, enough is enough. I'm losing weight. I took 3 months and I was completely unbalanced in my life. Completely. So 90 days, I worked out 2 hours a day on top of working 12-hour shifts. Okay. So I'm a registered nurse. I didn't have a family at the time. So let me just preface it with that. But at that time, I had a goal. And that goal was to drop this weight so that I can go ahead and meet me a man. In all honesty, it was so that I can get a man. Little did I know it was going to be the guy that was helping me lose weight, but that's another story. But it was my accountability partner. But anyway, so I had a goal that I was sick and tired of being unhealthy. Right? So I was completely unbalanced for 90 days. I was like watching all the calories, working out 2 hours a day. I was working 12-hour shifts on top of working out 2 hours a day for 6 days a week. So I was completely unbalanced. But after that 90 days, I hit my goal. Well, I didn't get the man yet, but after that 90 days, I hit my goal. So that's why when we talk about a 90-day run, that's when you're going to be a little unbalanced. You're going to be a little unbalanced. You're not going to be able to meet all the, for me, basketball or baseball games. I'm not going to be able to be home and cook the wholesome meals, but I can put it in a crock pot and say, here you go, buddy. You know, so I think that when you look at your season of your life and you're planning on a goal, and you work backwards from that, when you work at that goal for 90 days and just seriously be on balance just a little bit, you're going to reach that goal. And so if that's to learn more about the products in 90 days so that you can spread it along as much as you can, learn more about the products in 90 days. Be a little unbalanced. It's okay to be that way. But in that 90-day thing, you're getting rid of other things too. For me, I do like a little television, so I had to turn off the television, right? I had to, during my 90-day goals, I don't talk to many people outside of the business and outside of prospecting. I tell my family and I prepare them, right? That whole slow down to speed up again. I prepare them that, listen, this 90 days, and my next 90-day run is starting March 1st. So March 1st, March, April, May, those are my 90 days. My family is aware of it. They're well aware of it. I'm already starting prep work now. Like I'm freezing meals and stuff like that because I'm slowing down so I can speed up. And in that 90 days, I am going to try and reach as many people as I can. Whatever way that you see is best for you. Me, I love people. I love one-on-ones. I love vendor events. That's me. I love that. Some people love social media. That's amazing. I'm learning to get better at that. So whatever it is, you're going to have to be a little unbalanced in the 90 days, but you're going to be able to hit your goal a lot better than you could before. And then that was it. Oh, wait, there's one other thing. No matter what you're doing in the business, so everybody's watching the Super Bowl today. Everybody's like, Super Bowl, Super Bowl. And here's the biggest thing. Every time that they run a play, it's not to score. It's the object is to finally hit a, field goal, score, and get in the end zone.
First down. Each time is to get a first down.
Okay, first down. Okay. So they're not doing Hail Mary passes every single time. Every single time they're doing it, they're trying to get to the first down. I wish Dana was here. She'd be all over this, right? So everything that you're doing in the business is moving you a little bit closer and a little bit closer and a little bit closer to that goal. So whatever your goal is, if you choose to break it down, I do this all the time. I set a goal of, let's say, all right, I want to sponsor 5 people every single month. I break that down and I take, okay, if I need to sponsor 5 people every month, I need to talk to at least 50 to 100 people every single month. And how did I get that? Because I do the numbers, right? I take 5. I'm like, okay, so if I want 5 people, I'm going to have to talk to at least 50 people. Out of that 50 people, 25 people will actually respond to me. Out of the 25 people, maybe half of that, maybe 12 people would be really interested. And out of the 12, I have 5 people that will buy this month, right? So when you're looking at the whole Super Bowl thing, right, you're looking at the end goal, but they are just looking at these first downs. And every little step that you're taking is going to help you move that business forward. So I hope that was practical enough as well as helping you guys out, because I am a very busy person. But I'm going to go ahead, and I know Tashina, she's just a house. You're just amazing, Tashina. You really are. She is just all over the place. And I'd love to hear some of your, how you move your business forward too.
Yeah, I don't know if I have a lot to add to it. I mean, I would just say that I do a lot of the same things. So I work 40 to 45 hours currently with General Motors. At one point in time, I had very occasional where I had a job where I could work as much as 60 hours. When I go to Mexico, usually I have floor walks, and I might have 10-hour days every single day plus stuff to do afterwards. And then I do 20 hours of Bible preaching. So I go to work from 6:30 to 3, And then from 3:30 to 7:30, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, I do Bible studies. And then I go to worship service on Wednesday. And then I get to work Young Living. So I have to work 65 hours. So I don't have kids. I know that's a full-time job. I don't have kids. I just have spiritual children and people that I teach the Bible to. And so I work 65 hours minimum before I touch Young Living. And so for me, again, I do a lot of the same things that you do. I have meals delivered. And then I throw them in the crock pot, or I have my lunches, because right now my goal is to be on track for the 4-year career, right? So I've started year 4 of my 4-year career, and my goal is between 4 to 7 years, replace my full-time income. So I know that this is not necessarily a permanent thing, but for me right now, what works with my lifestyle is that I have my meals delivered. So all of the things that you were talking about are ways to leverage, right? So I don't watch TV right now. Unless, of course, like I'm doing something, like I might be doing, like working on my taxes, right, on the computer, and then maybe have the TV in the background, or I have a movie in the background. But other than that, I got to watch The Voice, and I'm going to sit there and just sit and watch something. I don't do that right now. I don't have time for that. So again, your non-negotiables: God first, family second, all the things you have to do after that. And I agree 100%. You're going to have seasons. And so I would say to everyone, if like you're looking back at your last 6 months, and don't feel disappointed. You know, all of us have had major things that have happened. Like in the first year of the business, we lost a major loved person in our house. I've been through a divorce when I've been in here. In August, we had a family member that died, and I had to fly out of the state for that. So at the beginning of the month or the 2 months, show yourself grace. If it is time for you to take a break, show yourself grace for that month and 2. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's your season. But I would say try to show up though, right? Like if this is a month or 2 or 3 that you're going to get 0 signups, still try to come to Shannon's event. Still try to come to the team call, just so you're not completely off of the map. And then get through your 1, 2, 3 months where you need to regather, and then say, here, I'm going to start my 90-day game plan. And look at that month and be realistic. Every month is going to be different, but be realistic and set realistic goals and have integrity, right? Like when I was in Mexico, I set the goal that I'm going to do 1 video per day in Spanish, because I can't do one-on-ones. I can't, but I have to continue to move my business forward. I would come to the hotel after getting 20,000 steps in a plant, and I would want to take a nap and eat and go to bed every single day. That's all I want to do. And I would have to sit there and give myself a pep talk and say, but you made a commitment to do a live today. So if you got to do it at 9 o'clock with your hair a mess, with no makeup, you have to commit to yourself. So show integrity to yourself and meet your commitments. And then there's one book that I would recommend for everyone if they have not listened to it. It's called Better Than Before by Gretchen Rubin. In that book, she talks about how to have good habits. And she talks about 21 strategies for having good habits. She kind of connects it to the 4 tendencies, but each person is going to be different. So for me, scheduling works great. I also have one of those little calendars, and then I put some stuff in my little Outlook calendar. I have one that looks exactly like that, where I just write 1 sentence. Because again, I will someone will suggest something, and I'll buy this big old book, and I never use it. I've done it at least 5 times. So scheduling works for me, but it may not work for you, and that's fine. Maybe what you need to do is set rewards at the end of each goal. So whatever your motivation, whatever you need to do, make sure that you investigate that and look for different strategies that are going to work for you. Again, scheduling works for Karen, scheduling works for me. If you were listening to her talk and you thought, oh, that makes me feel like that's too much for me, then find another strategy for you. Maybe your strategy is reward at the end of every single goal. So I would definitely think about that. Think about when you've met certain goals and see what strategy works for you and put that strategy in place in order for you to help. And again, for me, that particular book, it laid out 21 different strategies and it helped me focus a lot because I realized, oh yes, like scheduling is something that I need to do. If it's in my calendar and it pops up, or if I open that calendar and it says, oh, this is what you have to do today, I'm going to do it. If I don't write it down and I say, oh, I should do care calling, I won't do it. If it's written down though, I'll do it. So investigate in the past, the time that you've been successful, what strategy motivated you and helped you to do that, and implement that strategy in the future going forward. So again, I'm not sure that I have any additional, like I said, I work a lot the way that Karen works. I try to minimize. I have in my mindset, this is a 4 to 7 year career. My end goal currently is to replace my day income. I'm going to understand what's going on in my life at that point in time. If I have family stuff to deal with that family stuff. Try to get educated during those periods. But like right now, February through March and April, the sales can tend to be lower. So this would be a great time for you to say, hey, 90-day hustle, because I'm going to just explode my business and I'm going to make my business go up because I'm going to put in the work to do that. Right now would be a great time for a 90-day hustle. And then when May comes and the kids are coming out of school and we're going to convention, maybe that's the time to like ease up. But again, everyone is individual. Everyone's going to be different. Set your goals, what you want, be realistic, have integrity, and act. At the end of the day, it's all about action, right? We have to educate ourselves and act and then put it into practice.
That was very helpful. That was very, very helpful. Another thing too that you do that I think everybody does is you just use your products in public, right? Because then people are going to ask you. Like, or one day when I thought I put on, what did I think I put on? I thought I put on a different oil and it ended up being oregano. And my whole work was like, what's that smell? I'm like, that's me, stinky feet, Karen. You know, like, but they know that I am the oil girl. Like, I'm the oil lady, right? And that's okay. I'm fine with it. I've now learned that I put oregano in a very special spot. So in the morning at like 5:30 in the morning, I don't accidentally put oregano on because it's really stinky. But that's something that you've done, and that you actually have a bag that has all that in there. And that's something I started recently doing too, is I carry business cards, and I actually have removed those. And here's why. Because I got to the point where I was handing out my business card, but I always neglected to get their information, right? And so I was like, oh, this isn't good, because I was relying on my business card to do my work for me. Not to say that the person wouldn't check out my website or whatever and be like, oh yeah, you're interested? Well, hey, let me just email you my card. I don't have one on me. Or hey, let me email you my website. Or hey, let me get your number and I'll follow up with you at a better time. I'm kind of in a rush right now. Whatever it is, like I was really relying on those business cards to do my work for me. Right? Or my husband, he would talk to somebody at work and he'd be like, oh, I gave him your number. I said, no. They could care less about my number, right? It's your business. And so you can move it forward too. And that's one thing that I've always learned. If I'm giving my information, I'm getting an information. And here's why. It's not because I need to be pushy. It's because we have such great products. We can completely change people's lives with these products. You all know that. I know it. It's changed my life. And I really want to help that person. Like, I want them to be better. I want them to feel better. I want them to know that there is a better way. Right? And so that's why I want to follow up with them versus them calling me or them texting me or whatever. That's fine if they want to do it that way too. And if that's all they're going to give me, that's fine. But most of the time now, when I'm like, oh yeah, oh well, what's your number? I'll just put it in my contacts right away, and I'll just send you the website. I don't have a card on me right now. And here's another thing that I learned too. I actually take a picture with the person and I send it. Because I'm a very visual person, so when I see a picture with it, and not only just that, but then they'll see somebody's random number, right, calling or whatever, and they'll have a picture right there, like, oh, this is Karen, yeah, that crazy oil lady. So then that way, they're more comfortable with that. And not only just that, but it helps me remember, because sometimes I don't remember. You know, so like I'll take a picture with them and I'll put it in my phone, and I completely remember faces better than names at times. But so I started doing that too. They're like, oh, you're putting a picture? I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't you? You know, so that's helped a lot too.
So if you guys haven't seen the video that I did in the Healthy Habits Hub, I did one on sharing. So where I talk about using the oils in public and like swagging up to generate curiosity. So I talked a lot about that. But another thing that we can do, so I ordered a bunch of these. So this is a sample packet where you get the little things that have lemon, lavender, and thieves in it. So that's another thing that you can do if somebody is generating interest. You can actually send it directly from the app to them, or you can order these from Wild Gear or directly from your app. And so instead of handing out, and it has all of my information on the back, but when you hand this out, all you have to ask for is their email address. So you hand this to them. This is what I've been doing at networking events. They say, do you have a business card? I say, no, but I actually have these samples if you're really interested in the oils, and it has my information on the back. I hand this to them, hand my phone, and ask for their phone number and their email address. As soon as I get home, then I can go into the YL app, and there is a thing that says samples delivered in person, and it will email them a text campaign over the next 10 days. After they get or an email campaign, they'll get it in an email. So after 10 days, or even in between the 10 days, I can send them my video about the premium starter kit, and then I can call them after 10 days and say, hey, how did you like the samples? Would you like to get together, or would you like to do a Zoom call? And I can follow up through that. So this is what I've actually been doing, because as you said, we don't want to just willy-nilly hand out anything. We want to make sure that we get their information. So as I hand this out, I say, hey, I hand my phone next and say, can I get your phone number and email when I'm at networking events?
That's great. I didn't even know about that whole, you can do handed in person. I had no clue about that.
Yep. So check it out, because when you pull it up, it'll tell you what the little email campaign, exactly what day and what it does for you. And
does it keep a tally on whether or not they opened it, or?
Yes. So I've sent some samples. So if someone opens the video for lemon, or it'll say so-and-so, it'll send me a message, text message and an email. So-and-so just watched the video for lemon.
And that's totally free. Well, the samples aren't.
Right. Yeah. If like, these are the ones I ordered. Again, I ordered like 100-pack or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you can send samples. Either you can post it and say, hey, would you like to pay for shipping, or you can pay the $5 yourself to send it to them if it's not in person.
Oh, here's something too, when you're handing out samples or something like that, and then if you get a no, right? So this is one of the things too that I've really starting to work on this. If I get a no, you know what? No, I'm not really interested in this. Well, thank you so much for your honesty. Do you know anybody who might be interested in this? Because my passion is to teach people that there's a better way to take care of themselves. And with these products, it has completely changed our lives. And I'd like to help that. And for that, when they go ahead and get started with a premium starter kit, I'll go ahead and give you a $10 referral bonus. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'm like, some people are like, oh, I can't afford the kit. I'm like, well, 4 people sign up, your kit's free. No, what? So that's one of the biggest things I've been working on right now is referrals too. So if I hand out a sample or if I hand out a card or they're not interested after they, I don't know, talk to their brother's dog, they're like, no, not for me, kind of thing, whatever. I'll ask for like, okay, well, yeah, thank you so much for your honesty, but you know anybody who does? Because I am on a mission to help people be better. So, and I think that people will be genuinely say, yeah, I think so-and-so. Okay, well, great. Do you want to have a 3-way call with them, or do you want me to just give me their name? But can you do me a favor and just give them a quick text and tell them that I'll be calling them soon? So it's not weird, right? So it's not like, oh, I don't know who this is or what it is or anything like that. So if I am getting a referral, I do ask that person to either introduce me some way or to just give them a text saying, hey, I talked to Karen. She's really into health and wellness and essential oils, and I thought you'd be interested. And if they aren't, then I'll ask them for a referral. So I'm learning that right now so that I can just help people be better. So anyway, I'm done. I'm it. Anybody else have some some great tips?
Yeah, I think if anybody else has any tips, or even, I mean, we got 11 minutes left. If anyone has a particular struggle that they would like to ask a question about as well, too, that'd be fine.
Should we do the Jeopardy theme song? Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, I don't think so.
Or everybody just wants to get back to the Super Bowl. Alrighty. If there's nothing else, just we always close out with local events and events that we have going on. So Dana's official book signing is this Saturday. So for all the curlies or all the people that love some curlies in their life, her book signing is in Southfield at 2:30. So if anybody needs that information, just let us know. And then our monthly spa party that we have in Waterford, Michigan is the 24th. And then this upcoming Sunday is Shannon's Executive and Above. So if you haven't got your tickets, remember that always sells out. So make sure that you hop on Shannon's website today and get your ticket. I am supposed to fly out to Mexico again, so I will not be there unless I lose my job this week. So that's that's on the agenda. So they're starting involuntary separation. So in the next week. So between Monday and Friday, I'll find out if I still have a job. And then I think we got some online stuff going on. So if anybody needs that information, I know the February one, I'm pretty sure that most people saw that and signed up for that. It's about supplements because most people were saying they wanted to know more about supplements. And it's like in 60, guys, $3,000 on the line. Like my younger brother's doing it. And like every day he comes to me, he was like, Thursday, I got to go work out. It's so cold, but $3,000. $3,000.
I love it. You know, they didn't, my packages still haven't come.
But that's fine. That's fine. Like I put in the chat, it doesn't matter. Like your start date will be when your package arrives. So you have the equal 60 days as everyone else to compete. Yep.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah, so I think when we close this out, then it'll start downloading something for you, and then it'll be in some type of folder, and then you can just send it to me or Dana, and we'll upload it to YouTube.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks for joining. Have a great night and enjoy the Super Bowl.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.